I started DMing, and I didn't realize how fucked up the general public is. Like they caught a bad guy that I had. Like my party caught a bad guy, and they're like,
put toothpicks in his fingernails.
dude, it was legitimately like, I was like, okay, you tranquilized him. What do you want to do? And one girl was like, I want to wake him up by cutting off his fingers. And I was like, all right, yep. And they like went into detail about how they tortured this fake man.
Come on, you got your beers.
Wonderful. Sorry, I'm late, man.
No, you're fine. Grab a microphone. Nice boots, because you need to be taller.
Right.
Lou's here. It's already going. Wow, mine's super loud. We'll turn that down.
Mine?
I don't know. Talk into it.
Mine looks like it's not loud at all. Oh no, there it is.
There we go. Well, hey. Yeah, you climbed up a lot of stairs to get here. Dude. How was your drive? Was it good?
Solid, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. People in Colorado are the nicest, most polite drivers of all time. It's like when you come to an intersection, it's like two dogs who see each other across the street, and they just like stop, like, no, you please go first, and then I'll react.
This is not interesting, but I took driving, like defensive driving courses when I was like, so it wasn't just like, here's how you drive like learner's permit courses, but it was like, they would take you out into the middle of nowhere and put you on ice and grab your wheel and turn it, and you had to like correct the car. So I had to take like defensive driving courses, and one thing they were like, if you're at a stop sign, it's they're right away, but they wave you on, you don't go. It's the wave of death, is what they would call it, the wave of death, because it's like they have the right of way, and if they wave you on, you're gonna go. The person to your left who should have been waiting, they think that person's gonna go, so they're gonna go, and they're gonna run into you thinking that other person was gonna go. You have to go by the sequence of events.
That was here?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's at least on my part, if someone waves me on, I go, no, that's the wave of death.
Absolutely not.
We have order and laws for a reason.
Dude, if I'm sitting in an intersection, I'm like, someone go ahead, and you're sitting there, and you just go,
not today, Satan. Dude, you're not taking my life.
Oh man.
Well, hey, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks.
Good
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you.
me on.
Lou Pharis, everybody.
Hey.
I forgot the camera stand, so this is just my webcam, which makes you look hauntingly white.
Dude, yeah, this is the whitest I have ever been in my entire life.
This doesn't look great. This doesn't look good. Also, you have to be to Looney's Comedy Corner in 15 minutes. So we
do it? No,
I'm kidding.
God, did they move the show up?
No, I'm in your head. You're hosting at Looney's tonight. I appreciate you making the time to come do my little podcast with me.
Hey, no problem. It was convenient for me.
We're here at the public house at the Alexander because I'm hosting the illustrious Pikes Punks.
Oh, yeah.
I got a show tonight, and I made you come to me instead of me going to you.
That's fine.
You're the guest. You were late, so you have to do what I say.
I get that. Dude.
You got 2 beers already.
Yeah.
But I did bring soda if you want a soda. I got a Dublin 1981 green apple.
Dude.
Give it a shot.
What is this?
It's green apple soda.
I've never heard of this.
Of soda, of green apple soda.
Dublin 1891.
Yeah, it's an independent brew.
Oh, my God.
This is the IPA of sodas.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means. I think the I in IPA stands for independent, or no?
Yeah, no, definitely no.
Oh,
India.
What is it? Oh, India?
India, yeah. This is India, Dublin, green apple. Yeah, I remember growing up, we learned about Dublin, India. Yeah.
So yeah, you can sip it and then go, that's gross, and drink all your beers, but you do have to sip it.
Okay.
Or else no dice. Well, you're the only person who's ever gotten a twist off on the first time.
Let's see.
How is it for you?
So much better than I thought it would be. Dude, I was prepared to hate this.
Dublin, 1891.
Straight from India.
Yeah, it's good. There you go.
Hey, cheers. Thanks,
you can
dude.
drink your beer now. That's the gimmick.
That's 44
That's the reason you
sugar.
tune in.
That's diabetes in a bottle.
And now an actual man will drink an actual drink. Thank you again for being here.
Absolutely.
I did Thank you for having me do Kuyon comedy last
was it?
night.
I heard
You
it
were
was
not
good.
there.
Yeah.
I've never been heckled. Really, truly have never really been heckled. Everyone last night did great. It was a great show. I went on last. The instant I touched the stage, 4 different people started heckling me the entire time. Did Joe tell you any of this? So I said, the first sentence I said, a woman booed me.
Okay.
That's never happened
What did you
before.
say?
I said, I'm not a cool guy, and a woman went, boo. Boo. She booed me. There was a table of gals next to me who just kept talking the entire time, and Joe and Thad B both said that's the maddest they've ever seen me when I said, excuse me, you have to stop talking now. Please stop talking. They're like, you politely telling women to be quiet is the maddest you've ever been.
Dude, yeah.
To get to that level, I literally just told them, I have a microphone. I'll be louder than you. I'm going to keep talking over you until you stop talking. At one point, I set up a joke. It's about the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind. And that's all I said. I said, I live right next to the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind. And some woman in the audience went, "Ugh!" And it was... I just stared at her for like 2 minutes. And everyone's laughing, and I just asked her, what was that? And she goes, like a deaf person would sound.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, oh, that's the meanest thing. I was going to make a joke making fun of blind and deaf children, and that was the meanest thing I've ever heard in my life.
You see, while y'all were learning defensive driving, the rest of the country was learning empathy towards those with disabilities.
That woman did not.
And, yeah.
It was crazy. She just, I have it recorded on my phone. It's just, I go, School for Deaf and Blind. She goes, "Ugh."
Bro.
It was the weirdest show. I had a great time.
I'm glad.
Everyone heckled me. So many people heckled me.
Dude, that I believe that instantly the maddest you've ever been is you said, please stop talking.
Please stop talking.
Please was in the maddest you've ever been.
Yeah. I was telling Thad before I got on stage, I don't like crowd work. I go out of my way to avoid crowd work. And because I said that, God cursed me. With 4 hecklers.
Yeah. That
was fun.
Well, I'm glad
Great show.
Yeah. This is my show, by the way, that I was not at.
It is a very good show. I was very upset. I've said this before, but Pike's Punk's my beautiful baby here.
It's great.
Great show. The best show. And I would tell people, yeah, it's the biggest independent comedy show in Colorado Springs, whatever that means. And then I did it for 3 months, and then you started your show at Trinity. And then you're like, wow, 3 months in a row, we've sold 100+ tickets. I'm like, God, you're not even from here. You can't just take my thing.
Hey, will you say that louder into the camera? Where am I not from? Dude.
Yeah, your show is at Trinity Brewing Company is very good.
Thank you.
It's the second best comedy show in Colorado Springs.
First most attended, second best. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Even when I rib you get me right back. Yeah, it was a good show.
Thanks. Dude, I love everything you're wearing right now, by the way. I've been wanting to say that since we started.
What do you like about it?
Dude, I want you to pat me on the shoulder and tell me you're proud of me. And then ask me about the thermostat.
Dude, I feel like this shirt is specifically one where if I was wearing a little paper hat, I definitely am the manager of an ice cream shop in the olden days.
Oh, yeah.
A soda jerk. You put me in a paper hat, I run a soda jerk.
Dude, that's exactly it. 100%. Like if Grease was a TV series, you're the episode where the cousin comes to town and he's kind of a greaser.
Kind of a greaser?
Kind of a greaser.
He's a greaser, but he doesn't smoke cigarettes.
Right? Yeah. You're the one there to teach kids the good lessons.
The whole episode is a PSA.
Right?
Yeah. That's kind of my whole... I'm the bad boy of good boys and the good boy of bad boys.
Oh, my God, dude. That has to be your new Instagram bio.
Good boy of bad boys and bad boy of good boys?
The bad boy of good boys.
That sounds like I'm on certain kinds of websites.
Yeah.
I'm on certain kinds of apps with that kind of...
PBS. Absolutely, you are.
Pretty boys. S. There's an. I wasn't quite fast enough
Pretty
to get.
boys stay in school.
There
That's
we
what
go.
PBS is.
There you go. This is off to a great start. What do you think?
Dude, I'm loving this.
I gotta. I'll do some post production to fix how pale this is.
Dude, no. Okay, so I mean, grew up in Louisiana, right? I say it a million times to every single person I meet.
Yeah.
And, dude, I've always been like a tan person, and then I moved to Colorado, and I was like,
Sucks
yeah.
the life from you.
Dude, I like took off my shirt the other day and like walked into the bathroom and scared myself. I was like, I'm not allowed to curse on this podcast.
You're allowed to curse.
And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Why? You just assume because there's soda pop involved, you're not allowed to swear?
100%. I mean, we're in a bar, so I guess that's
Yeah.
fine. But I don't want. Yeah. But I was like it's like I out loud went, what the fuck? And like, because I was just like this pasty. I look like a surgical glove like filled with oatmeal. Like I was like, ugh, dude. It was the most unfuckable.
I'm
I've
sure
ever
it was
felt.
like steel cut oats though.
No, God,
Not even a good.
dude. I'm fatter than you think.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, right.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you? Prove it right now.
Dude,
Take your shirt off.
I'm so much fatter than you think. Like, dude.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, man, I look like a popped can of biscuits.
Oh, that was also something that happened last night. The lesbian table.
Love it.
At one point, they kept talking about how they were the lesbian table. That's not just I've decided. I'm not just bullying. They kept saying we're lesbians.
Okay.
At one point, I have a joke where it's like, I used to have a body like an action figure, and now I just have a body like an adult man who plays with action figures.
That's good.
And they kept going, take it off. Prove it. Show us. Take it off. Take it off. And everyone started chanting, take it off. Take it off.
Did you?
Of course not.
Oh my God.
No, I would
Russ.
never. I said if I wasn't peer pressured into cigarettes in high school, I'm not going to get peer pressured into whoring myself on stage for you, lesbians. Yeah, it was wild. Everyone tried to peer pressure me. They tried to bully me. I was actively bullied.
Man, dude.
If I was a woman, this is a men's rights podcast. If I was a woman,
Yeah.
the roles were reversed.
Will someone please think
Think of the men.
Think of straight white men.
Think of me and how I've been talked to.
Dude, that's if I didn't get bullied into cigarettes, you lesbians will not make me take my
Never.
shirts off.
Never once.
I think that's the first time anyone's ever said that sentence in human history. That's good. Dude, congrats on that record, man.
Thank you very much. I like to be the first to say a lot of things.
Yeah. Man, you are the bad boy of good boys.
Ew, yeah, it is. Okay, now that I'm hearing it in my ears, it feels bad.
Yeah.
It's not a
Bite
good.
your lip when you say it.
I don't like it anymore. I met your brother. He's very nice.
Oh, yeah. He is.
He's also huge.
Yeah, man, he's bigger than me, and that pissed me off for a long time.
Is he younger than you?
Yeah, 4 years younger.
Okay. Oh, he's a lot younger than you.
Yeah.
A lot bigger than you.
Yeah.
Did you used to? Is there any siblings in between or no?
So I'm number 2, he's number 4.
Okay.
No, and my older brother is like 5'11", and
Okay.
and he lost his hair at like 16, and like is just like every time he sees us, he's just like, fuck y'all. Like y'all got the genetic, like the good stuff.
Yeah. What happened to him?
Oh, he's really smart and he's artistic.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, me and my brother decided to slam our heads into
He's
other
smart
people's
because he's
heads.
autistic.
Artistic.
Yeah. I'm like, that's very
Yeah.
reductive.
He
of
could
it.
have autism. I don't know. No, he's got the ADHD, not the autism.
Gotcha.
So
That's such a funny thing. I could tell you're from the South, minus the accent, just because you say the ADHD and not
Dude.
the autism.
dude, I get
That's
that
a
shit
big
all.
giveaway.
Yeah, I get that shit all the time.
Really?
Yeah, like it's.
You
Yeah,
don't really have an accent. I'm sure it comes out when you're around.
It does. It does. I tried very hard to like not have an accent.
You went out of your way to
yes.
like tamp it down?
Yes, I wanted to sound not like an idiot, and but then like if I talk to my mom or like when I'm doing my jokes on stage, I
Yeah.
do a joke where I
Or if
imitate
a minority
my mom.
cuts you off,
Exactly.
then it
Yeah.
comes out.
Right. Yeah, I didn't take defensive driving, so like I'm just and dude, it just comes out, and I just sound like illiterate. Like, yeah,
Sound like the only book you've ever read is Huckleberry Finn.
yeah, right, and you know why. Exactly.
You're a teacher.
I am.
You're a teacher. Has that conversation come up in class? The old Huck Finn? I don't know what you teach. I feel like that's a struggle that every teacher has is, ubiquitously just like reading old books.
Well, so you would think that, right? And that used to be an issue. But I teach English. Most people think I teach like PE or like, something.
like you big, you dumb.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm actually good at reading. No, and I teach English with a nonfiction context. And so like last week we actually learned about the Holocaust.
Okay.
And then the week prior, we were learning we were reading and finishing a novel that was like the main characters got assassinated and beaten to death. And no,
Cool stuff.
Our literature is full of swear words and racist innuendos.
Yeah.
And like that's the school system now. But we're like, this is a historical context. Like we're going to look at it like that. So no, the parents are like aware.
So it's kind of everyone's gotten over the hump of
Yes.
like, what if they say kike or whatever? And it's like, I was thinking, what's one I can get away with?
Yeah.
And I had to make sure it was the right one.
Yeah, right? Dude, that's so, yeah, so like learn about the Holocaust, right? And you're Jewish, and I
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do
no,
that
no,
when you say Jewish. You're Jewish.
Oh man, is that a microaggression?
That was pretty macro.
I was more doing
that
Italian.
was no.
I was more doing, and you're like, oh damn,
that was
you learned
macro.
something about yourself
That
on
was
Russ's podcast.
macroaggression. That was crazy. Please continue.
Yeah, dude, but I had my students research like all the different groups of people of like how they contributed to anti-Semitism, like police or teachers or whatever. And it just it was weird hearing my students just like they kept saying like Jew, Jewish, Jew, Jew, Jew. And every time I hear that in my classroom, I'm like, that they're being racist. And so it was weird. I'm like, oh, they're not. Oh, we're actually learning about stuff.
You've only ever heard the word Jew in a negative
Dude,
connotation.
yes. I grew up with South Park. Yeah. Dude, and so I'm like, all right, well, that's me, and the world does seem to be doing better. My students are great. They know about the Holocaust now.
I'm glad someone's teaching it. I'm glad someone's telling them about it. I had at like a conference thing I was at, one of the announcers, there was like a game show going on, and he said the word gypped. He's like, oh, and he got gypped out of that or whatever. And in the back of my head, I went, he's probably going to get in trouble for that. And then later we got like an email from the venue of like, we are so sorry about some racial, we're not going to say what it was, but some racial things were said, which in my head, I'm like, that's when the guy said gypped. So I knew. But if you didn't get that, you would think someone like hit the N.
Yeah.
But they made it so vague that it made it sound worse than it was. Also, there's like 30 gypsies out there.
Dude.
I doubt they're here, If we're worried about anybody coming back for you.
Yeah.
What is your feelings on gypsies?
Dude,
Cameron McKenzie, love you, buddy.
No, I learned very recently like that's one of the words like that's not okay anymore.
I didn't know. I assumed it was like JIPPED, not GY, like gypsy.
Dude,
I had no idea.
I didn't make the connection until just now. You said
Oh, really?
that. Yeah, because
See, nobody knows.
Yeah, I
Nobody
thought it
cares
started
about
with-
gypsies
I
in
thought-
America. It's exclusively a European problem.
Oh my god.
Not problem. I don't mean problem.
Yeah, there you go.
Not like there's a problem and therefore we require a solution. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying.
God, see, you bring up the Holocaust and this is what happens.
All of a sudden there's some cool ideas going around.
Yeah, just drink our Indian beverage.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some crazy things get said on this podcast, and it's mostly completely sober.
Yeah, I've seen.
I don't even have the excuse of like, sorry, I got a little crazy last night.
Mm-hmm.
Every time someone talks to me, I'm sober, and it's just like I fully intended to say those things.
So okay,
I have zero excuse.
So when I say something dumb, I've usually been drinking, and
Right.
so like at least I'll like be able to sleep through the night and wake up, and then I wake up and I go, that was stupid. But after you say a dumb thing, you're just sober, so you just lay in bed,
Yeah.
thinking about it through the
I
night.
don't think about it.
Okay, you just move along.
No. I think I don't have autism. I just want to get that. I just want to establish, set a baseline.
Whatever you're gonna say next, we'll see.
I don't have autism, and I know that because I can't. I had at this work conference thing. I work fully remote, and so I met a lot of my coworkers for the first time in real life, like face to face. And so we're all talking, riffing, having a good time. Also, burps are a big part of this podcast. We're talking, and I kept riffing. I kept doing bits. I kept trying to
at your work conference.
yeah, trying to get hey everybody, it's good to see you in person. And they just kept looking at me disappointedly, or going I don't get what you're doing right now. I don't understand what this is. And at one point, I said out loud, "You guys don't realize how frustrating it is to be self-aware enough to know that I'm blowing it, but lack the self-control to stop myself."
Dude,
which is a crazy thing to say out loud to coworkers. But it's I'm not autistic because I can pick up on the social cues. I know that they don't like what I'm saying. I just lack the ability to stop myself from doing it. And I don't know what disease that is, or if it's just immaturity.
Dude, that's autism.
That's not autism. Is you can't pick up on the social cues. I'm fully aware they don't like it. I just continue to plow through. I keep thinking if I double down, if they don't like it and I double down, then they'll like it. And then they don't like it. So then I address the fact out loud that I doubled down, and I say, you guys didn't like that, hoping that wins them over. And that doesn't work either. So I'm just digging deeper and deeper, hoping to get to.
Dude, it's a circle.
It's a vicious cycle.
You passed up the normal, and you circled back towards autism.
Yeah,
that's where okay. Yeah, no. If you and
it's temporary autism,
dude. If you and I are talking. And if I go, that's wild, dude. If I go up to a conference of my workers and I'm trying out my bit. So I'm married.
I'm not trying out bits. I'm not
been married for 6 years. Y'all don't look too impressed, dude. They're gonna be who the fuck is this guy?
I'm not workshopping. I'm not so I'm Jewish and no, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that there's at one point someone was talking about everyone in his town is nice. He's I live in a small town. Everyone in my town is super nice. They're the nicest. But it's it's because it's a median age of 60. So they're all super nice. They're all, but everyone's 60 years old. And I go yeah, but 1 out of 10, how hot are they? Of everyone in your town, what's the number? And people are what are you talking about? I'm when you see someone, you're oh, they're an 8. Or they're a 2.
Okay.
You know how you rate someone out of 10,
For
and they
sure.
go no, what are you talking about? I'm yeah, you guys know.
Oh, they didn't know what?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
When you see someone walking by and you go that's a 7, and they're I've never done that. I'm no, you've done it. So I just keep going no, I'm correct. I even started talking about so there's you can be a Pueblo in Colorado context. You can be a Pueblo 8, but a Vail 4.
Yeah.
It's a sliding scale.
Yeah, Vail's hotter.
Yes. And they're I don't know what you're talking about. I'm no. And literally one of my other coworkers went, guys, he's doing a bit. He's doing a thing. It's not he's not saying real stuff. I kept going up to coworkers and shaking their hands. Even if I would come around the corner and I just saw you 15 minutes ago, I'd shake your hand again.
Yeah.
I just kept shaking hands. And people were two of my coworkers were I don't want to shake your hand anymore. And I'm come on. You son of a bitch, get in there. You're going to love it.
And they're
you're going to love it. It's going to feel so, you're oh, I don't want to. And then you do it. It's it's like a cigarette. You want to do it. Get in there. I kept trying to bully people into shaking my hand. And at one point, we sat down at lunch with a mixed department of people. And I shook everyone's hand but my boss because he actively was I don't want to shake your hand anymore. So I didn't shake his hand. And they were why didn't you shake his hand? And I go, doesn't like it when I shake his hand. I should probably bleep out his name. He doesn't like it when I shake his hand.
Dude, you became the lesbians that wanted you to take your shirt off.
Yeah.
You're the lesbian of handshakes. That's you.
That's my new Twitter handle. But yeah, they're he doesn't want a hand. I said he doesn't want a handshake. And they're well, you got to shake his hand. So I go, get in there, shake my hand.
And
he very aggressively shakes my hand. Not aggressively, but frustratedly shakes my hand. And I go, you see how visibly frustrated he is with me? You see how he doesn't like it? And I'm I can't. In my head, I go, stop bullying your boss right now in public. And I can't stop myself.
You're thinking that, you're just no.
But
okay.
he's gonna, if I keep doing it, he's gonna love it. Eventually, he's going to be this Russell, he's just this little stinker.
You're going to Stockholm your boss into
loving me. Okay. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. And now I have my review coming up, and I'm very worried about it.
Oh, it's fine. But, dude, when you walk into that review, his hands are going to be in his pockets.
You son of a bitch.
He's gonna be like, no, absolutely. Or they're going to be like covered in something gross. He's gonna be like, sorry, Russ. I was,
Sorry, I just recently dipped my hands in honey. There's nothing I can do.
Dude, yeah. So, oh my God, I'm going to burp.
Do it. Burp. You got to burp on mic.
I'll come back around.
You'll bring it back.
So when you started this podcast, what was like the goal of it?
I don't have friends. And comedians are desperate enough, and I'm saying, will you talk to me on my podcast for an hour for no pay and only 12 people will see it? They go, absolutely, I will. And then I get a friend for an hour and a half, something like that.
Dude, like, there are so many dots about you that are connecting in my head right now.
Yeah.
Like, you're becoming a more complete I have a more complete image of
I'm
you.
not the mystery people think I am. I'm just a broken, hollow man.
That's what we talk about. We're like, that Russell Keller, God,
he's a shell.
He's mysterious. God, wish I could get to the bottom of him.
You can't. You never will. It's endless.
Yeah.
It's voidless.
It's voidless.
You don't think I'm mysterious?
You
You don't think I'm exactly who I am on the surface?
Yeah,
I think this shirt pretty much tells a story.
it does.
Yeah.
It does. The story of you.
Uh-huh. Take a sip. Kill time to come up with a riff.
You sure did marry the first girl, yeah.
Oh.
you fucking.
Well, yeah, 100%. I'm not going to talk to more women. One girl was nice enough to talk to me, and I went for life.
Yeah.
I have to have
like this.
you.
That's it.
That was a big thing. One time, me and my then girlfriend, now wife, almost broke up. And that was like,
Ooh.
we kind of solved it by going, I literally just don't want to start over. I don't want to go meet someone and go on a first date for the first time and explore my feelings all over again. I just don't want to do it over again.
So both of you were like, look, this isn't working, but I'm also like super lazy.
Yeah,
And
it's
so-
not settling if you both do it.
Okay. Y'all were the people that, like, in Denver, they saw the Rocky Mountains and they were like, look,
We stopped
I'm
here.
over it.
Yes.
Like, this is.
That's a much more poetic way
Yeah.
of doing it.
You're the Denver of relationships.
Yeah, I saw my wife's Twin Peaks and I went, it stops here.
That's it.
That was, do you know Twin Peaks, the restaurant?
I do, man. I'm a big fan of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm creepy.
I didn't know. I thought Twin Peaks. No, the burp. I thought that was like because there's the show Twin Peaks.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's a weird like homage restaurant to the show Twin Peaks. No, booby restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one time when I was like 19, my then girlfriend and two of my friends, we were at Warped Tour in Denver.
Oh,
And we're like, let's go to a pub. I want some fish and chips. So we went to a place called the Tilted Kilt.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's not a pub.
Dude,
It was-
that's
it
anything
was-
you want it to be.
And the hostess is wearing like full like black attire, like button-up collar shirt and like slacks. And she's like, okay, we'll seat you right over here. And then the waitress comes up, and it's me and my two other friends just immediately stare down at the menu and go like, hello, ma'am. I would like one Pepsi, please. And just like don't make eye contact.
Please tell me y'all were like in Warped Tour attire, like bangs and like black fingernail polish, just like
What do you think I went to Warped Tour in?
that.
I went in jeans and a button-up
Yep.
because that's the only clothes I've ever owned.
You probably got stopped at the gate and like, oh, you're the DD for these children.
No, they were like, oh, so you're a cop. You're the undercover cop who pretends to be young.
Sir, the parent area is over here. You can wait. We have earplugs for you.
They have a parent area
Yep.
at Warped Tour.
Dude, it's this couch.
It's just this couch and magazines.
Yep, and you sit there with the other dads with your hands
While
in your
4
pockets.
years strong breaks a guitar over someone's head.
I remember when we saw Led Zeppelin and a thing like that. I remember that these kids don't. This isn't music.
What kind of music do you like?
Rap.
Really?
100% rap is what I listen to pretty exclusively.
So you don't like to taste other genres?
I do. And I mean, I like most music, but if it's like up to me, I listen to songs about selling drugs and killing people.
That's kind of your thing.
Yeah.
That is the vibe I get from you. It's getting darker in here, and the lights are brighter, and I'm wondering if we can get you not as pale. Not to say that I'm not pale, but it's doing a disservice to who you are.
I mean, I pretty much have a beard exclusively.
You're much more handsome than this camera's letting on.
Oh, shucks. Yeah, the whole world is going to see.
This is the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail. Perfect.
That's it. God, we just look... Dude, looking at this still on the camera.
This is two guys who would have a podcast.
Yeah.
We're
filming it in one of our grandmother's basements. Amongst her knickknacks.
There's model planes and like photos of old people right behind us. This does look like Grandma's basement. No,
Dude.
It's cooler. If I turn the camera around, it looks cooler in here,
Dude,
I promise.
And Grandma's dead, but we're still collecting the Social Security check because we don't have jobs.
Do you got any grandmas left?
Oh, I'm out of Grandma's.
You're out of grandmas?
Out of Grandma's.
Anyone to leave you anything behind? Did you get anything from your grandmas? That's a great question.
No. Both of my grandmothers died when I was either before I was born or very young. Like the only really grandparent I had was my granddaddy. And he lived to be 95. But he was like very formal. Like woke up, got out of bed, like reached on his nightstand and put on his bow tie.
Okay.
Like,
hello, Lewis. It's good to see you.
100%. That's exactly what it was. He worked.
Lewis, you look well.
It's exactly what it was. And nope, left me nothing. He like sold everything. He's like, no, this would be irresponsible for me to like give money. And he's like. He had like 100% of his worth. He had 6 children. He like gave them all 10%, which does not equal 100.
Where'd the other 40 go?
We don't know. And he's like,
probably to charity or something.
He was
something
like,
liberal.
Right. He's like, the 10% is fair. You deserve 10%. No more for each of you children.
Whoa, a staunch man,
dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what fighting
a
World War II.
Bygone era. Yeah, that'll happen to you.
Yeah.
What side?
What side?
Oh.
Do you mean Germany or Japan, or do you mean Allied or Axis?
Yes. Good guys or bad guys?
Allied in Japan.
Okay. Oh, he flip-flopped?
Yeah, no, he was American in Japan.
I thought you said Allied and Japan.
Oh, Allied and Japan.
He was mainly Allied, but he would moonlight as a Japanese.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's it. He was actually a spy for the Japanese. 6'2" white dude from Louisiana.
Hurrah.
Dude. See, man? God damn it.
Maybe we'll cut that.
This is
we'll cut that
this is your work
bit.
party all over again.
This is me at a social setting where I'm 100% sober. It's just all the sugar. It's all the caffeine gets in my blood.
Is that what it is?
No.
That's real cane sugar.
When did you decide Lou?
As soon as I graduated high school.
Yeah?
Yep.
Was there a specific moment you're like, from this point on?
Yes, actually.
Really? There's a deciding moment?
I mean, up until my life, I was Lewis. Up until I was 18.
Okay.
And then in high school, I was Luscious Lou.
Oh, that.
Dude, it was like on my Letterman jacket. And
oh, you were cool.
Dude, I was so just drowning in pussy. And
was Luscious Lou on the football team? Did he have long hair?
I did not have long hair. I had shaved head, but I was I was captain of the football team. But
Okay,
I was Luscious
that
Lou.
is luscious.
And no shaved head, but when I went to college, I'm like, I don't want to be Lewis anymore. I don't know a single cool person named Lewis. I want to be Lou. Like when you say Lewis, the first thing I always thought of was Louis Pasteur, who pasteurized milk.
That's a cool guy.
Yeah, and then all the other cool, my name is French, and it should be. My name is Louis Jean Pharis. It should be pronounced
Louis Jean.
It should be Louis Jean, but nope. I'm Louis Jean.
Louis Jean.
I am an 84-year-old former tax attorney.
That's so. Every Russell that I've ever met, they get to like 40, they give up on their dreams, and they become Russ.
Yeah.
There is no Russell, like above. There's no Russells in retirement.
You're right.
They're all Russ.
It's all Russ.
They all give up.
Yeah.
So I made myself. I'm gonna hold on to Russell for as long as I
should
possibly.
stop calling you Papa Russ.
You can call me. That's fun. That's
Okay.
still whimsical.
Yeah.
So your middle name is just Jean.
Yeah, it's spelled Jean. It should be Jean.
Why don't you do Jean?
I'm already pretentious enough as it is, dude.
Okay, all right. You're just
I can't just be walking around like Louis Jean.
Le Just Louis.
Les épaules foulées de Louis Jean.
My brother's middle name is just Guy.
Guy?
Guy. G-U-Y.
What's his first name?
Forrest.
Forrest Guy?
Forrest Guy. And my middle name's Paul. And I've always wanted to go and legally drop the U, so it's just Pal. And we could just be Guy and Pal, just two generic.
I'm not your buddy, Guy. I'm not your guy, Pal.
Yeah, that would be our middle name, is just Guy and Pal.
Dude, Forrest Guy, your parents kind of put a ceiling on your brother's potential with that name.
Oh, yeah, and he's never broken through.
Dude.
They capped him.
Yeah.
They capped him hard right at the beginning.
Oh, man. Unless he, like, joined the UFC. Like, that was...
He always he's like, I want to change my middle name to Pal. He's like, I want to change my middle name to Ulysses. That way it's F-U-K. I'm like, yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, dude.
That'll bring everything around.
I think I know exactly what your brother looks like.
No, you don't.
Oh,
what do you think he looks like?
Oh, man. Did he play any sports?
Yeah, a lot of sports, actually.
Oh, yeah, he did. I bet you he did,
He played
didn't he?
thin sports.
Thin sports? Like lacrosse?
Like baseball.
Okay.
Like hockey. Like roller hockey or field hockey. Tennis. He did all the thin sports.
Has he ever dated, like, a Sarah, Ashley, or, like, Maggie?
I think 2 of the 3.
Okay.
I think 2. I know 1 of the 3, but definitely.
You know what's cooler than Guy? Ulysses. Dude, I've read the Odyssey. Like,
no, he just loves the Civil War.
Oh, okay. Ulysses Grant.
Not Greek poetry.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Dude, that's somehow worse.
Big war guy.
From Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are your parents, like, from Colorado as well?
No, my parents are both from Los Angeles and then moved here in, like, the early 90s.
Okay.
They literally did the thing of we were driving, we saw the mountains. Literally your joke is what they actually did. No, but me and my brother were both born here.
Okay. So no connection whatsoever to the Civil War of America.
No.
But
my mom is first generation born here.
Okay.
Her family's from Morocco and then Spain and then Israel. But my dad, he's like 4th generation and they're from Germany. So like literally no one in my family has been here long enough to own slaves, so you can't hold that against me.
No, that's the one thing.
That's you. Of the one things you can't hold against me. We haven't been here long enough to have the opportunity to have owned slaves. So, not that we didn't want to. It's just that we didn't do it.
God, dude. What podcast is my on?
This is my sober, tangentially Christian podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, where I talk about.
Welcome back to I Want to Commit Atrocities by Russell Keller.
I don't want to commit atrocities. I just said no one in my family had the opportunity to commit the atrocities. So we never known what the choices they would have made would have been.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. You're not living up to your potential, dude.
No, it's the ceiling. We hit it again.
That's the ceiling.
No, my brother is just thinner, hotter me.
Dude, no one can be hotter than you, Russ.
Tell your friends.
That's right.
No, my wife, when we first met, my wife is his friend from high school. So I was a freshman and she was a junior.
Oh, okay.
We're only like 6 months apart in age, but
what?
I'm dumb. I got held back in preschool or in kindergarten because I went to private Christian school.
Oh
and they're
God.
like during prayer I would play with trucks and cars and not pay attention. And they're like, your son doesn't understand a metaphysical higher power and that you can commune with them like in a community setting. He's retarded. You have to keep him back. So I did kindergarten twice. And then I was born in November, so it's like that weird thing of like you're already born you're already too old when the school year starts. Right. And then I did kindergarten twice. So I was always the oldest person in my grade.
Dude.
Because in Christian school, they're like, he doesn't understand prayer. He must be an idiot.
Dude, so you've been like the dad your whole life.
Yeah,
like, Just older than all your friends.
Just
like,
giving him advice, patting him on the back,
yep.
knocking cigarettes out of their mouth. My frontal lobe was developed before all of theirs.
Stop doing that. Put your shirt back on. Don't listen to that lesbian.
Those lesbians are gonna haunt me, as they all do.
God, that makes me so happy.
that I was held back.
Yeah, like in kindergarten. I didn't know,
Yeah.
like first or second grade, I'd be like, okay.
No, it was like before grades. It's like he did nap time wrong.
Yeah.
We gotta hold him back.
Dude, like, yeah, I knew kids in kindergarten that like
Chewed
were
bricks.
Dude, they were like the worst. I'm like, this is not a human being.
This is a feral dog.
Yeah, exactly. And they went on to first grade.
Yeah, no, not Christian school, baby. Not Christian school. They have a higher standard from a higher power.
Oh man.
And I did not make the cut.
Dude, that
I did in high school. I went to a high school where you could like test out of stuff. It was an early college.
Mm-hmm.
And so my like freshman year of high school, I tested out of college English. So like I never had to take an English course again. I didn't have to write essays because just like I know how to do that enough. But they put me back in 6th grade math. Like he knows how to read and write very well. He does not know how. As soon as they started adding letters to numbers, I would just do the thing where you flip to the back of the book and they had the answer sheet there, and I would just copy that, and I did that through all of middle school. And so when I got to high school, they're like, you don't know anything for math for the last 3 years.
You know how to look stuff up if it's easy and right there and readily available.
Sorry, I'm a problem solver. I thought that was school was supposed to teach me.
God, public education. No, it's private education, wasn't it?
No, in high school it was charter school, so public-ish.
Public, yeah, right.
I don't actually know how that works.
It's
where do you rank different teachers? Of like, if you're a charter school teacher, that makes you better than a public school teacher.
So,
do you have any opinions on this?
Yeah, so I've taught it both, and I've taught it public school and charter school, and I like charter schools more.
Yeah.
Because charter schools are still public schools, but they get the same amount of money, but charter schools are allowed to spend it in better ways. Like if I worked at a public school, I would make $10,000 less than I do now.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Great.
So, but working at a charter school, like instead of the state being like, you got to spend this money on school supplies, they're like, we're going to spend this money on teachers. Big fan of that.
That's nice.
Big fan of being paid a lot more.
Wow. And that's how you've stuck around for so long?
Yeah, and there's a teacher shortage.
Yeah,
dude,
they have to.
Bro, my job security is so good.
It's through the roof.
Yeah.
My mom, she's a sign language interpreter, and she spent a lot of time. She's been sign language interpreting for like, I don't know, over 10 years since I was like 12. So, yeah, like 18 years. I don't know. I'm making up numbers, but a long time. And she finally got like a teaching license or teaching degree so she could go and teach sign language. She did it for a year, and she's like, this sucks so bad. I'd never want to do this again.
Teaching sign language? Oh, yeah, because I'm sure all the kids are just like, that's the first day.
What does this mean,
Yeah,
Miss Keller?
Dude, oh my God, that did happen the other day. The novel I told you we were reading.
Yes.
The main characters went to prison, and they were political prisoners, and the main character was like, and they didn't separate us. We were in the prison with murderers and drug dealers and prostitutes. And one of my kids goes, Mr. What's a prostitute? Like trying to be like, and I tried to big dog him. I'm like, you don't know what a prostitute is, bro? That's embarrassing for you. And he goes, all right, I'll look it up on the school computer since you won't tell me. And started like Googling. I'm like, no. Okay, I submit. My bad. Like, okay, you got me. You got to stop it.
Also, it is kind of a weird flex of like, you don't know what a prostitute is? Well, I do. It's like, what is the implication of that?
Dude, I mean, it was just one of
I
those,
know all kinds of prostitutes.
You know how many prostitutes Mr. Pharis knows? You got to cut that part. Dude, yeah. No, it was, I got big dogged by a 9th grader, man.
Do you think, what is the ratio of you trying to big dog 9th graders and you succeeding versus them getting the jump on you?
I succeed probably 1,000 times to 1.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
it's pretty rare
Yeah.
that a kid is slick enough to get you back.
Dude, I will get got, but I'm going to get mine more than I get got.
Cool.
Public
Wow, this is
education.
not a flattering angle.
Dude, we're not good, man.
Look at how
Dude,
Why is my...
do we... How are we married? Both of us, happily, I assume.
This is why when my wife's like, I was thinking about you. I go, no. That cannot be true. In no world were you thinking about me. She's like, I want you to say stuff. I go, you're pretty. What do you want me to say? Because I'm just imagining from her perspective, she's seeing this going, yeah, take it off. That's a gross angle. That's a gross dude.
Dude, I'm like the opposite you. I'll be like just in my underwear and just like my underwear's too tight now and I'm just spilling over the top. And I'll like come out the bathroom like hanging on the doorway and I'm like, sup, girl? I know you're thinking about this. And I like put my finger in my belly button. I'm so confident.
I can't imagine having confidence. Dude, that's never worked out.
Dude,
for me
she's like, get the fuck away from me. And I'm like, yeah, I like it when you talk dirty to me. She's like,
I like it when you play hard to get.
Yeah, right.
Especially when like the elastic in your underwear is fraying from the strain because you've had them for 6 years.
Dude, yeah, I'm just wearing a waistband of like soggy bacon.
How long have you and your wife been married?
Coming up on 7 years.
Okay, so not new to it.
No.
Was there a lot of things when I got married? There was a lot of things that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, like cleaning your bed sheets.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that was a thing you did.
Right.
Did you have anything like that where you're like, oh, I've been living in filth, squalor, inhumanity for years now, and I had no idea?
Oh, dude, apparently I was living like a serf. Like, dude, like as soon as we got married, she like slowly, I have been reformed. I oonga-boonga'd my way into a marriage. And then she was like,
we all have.
Dude, it was like, all right, she started with don't leave your clothes behind the bathroom door. And when she trained me out of that, she like worked her way up to like bigger shit. Like, okay, you can't just throw dishes away if you don't want to clean them. And then so now the biggest argument.
I do both of these things right now.
Oh, dude, wait till you get to. If I hear one more goddamn word about cleaning the fucking baseboards in my house, I'm going to make the news. Dude, I am furious with how that. Oh, my God. The world could be crumbling around us, and my wife would still complain about our dirty baseboards. God, dude, I'm on my knees like fucking Cinderella, and she's standing over me like a fucking stepsister, just like, clean, bitch. God damn it.
We can cut that if you want.
Dude, no, it's fine.
I'm going to clip that and tag your wife in
I
it.
actually want her to see it.
I want her to know.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated.
I'm sick of the baseboards. Move on.
My big thing, no, it's a big thing, and we actually haven't fought about it in a long time. But there was the classic thing of like, she's like, your beard hair is everywhere. When you trim your beard hair.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, no, I rinse it. I get it out. And she's like, no, but there's like flakes of it like on the faucet and all that. I'm like, the entire sink is covered in your stuff, in your hair care products, in your feminine hygiene napkins, in whatever it is, like in your contacts lenses. Like, it's covered, and a couple of my beard hairs get on there. It's not fair.
So, yeah, my wife used to do that, and then I think I got her on that one. Well, okay, maybe she got me, because now I shave over the toilet.
Oh, dude, my wife has walked in on me like, she's like, are you puking? I'm like, I'm shaving.
Yeah.
Just smelling piss.
Yep. This is better than listening to you.
I would rather smell piss 1,000 times than have one more conversation with you.
Dude, yeah, and then you look over at her side of the sink, and there's like an ecosystem. I'm over it. I love my wife. 100% love my wife.
No, wives. We love you. You're the best.
Yeah, I mean, look at what you come home to every day, and we got all this love for you, baby.
I'll make love to you.
That's right. Come on over here, girl. Get this missionary. I'll be sweaty immediately.
I was never hot, but I did used to jog at least. You know, like this.
I'm coming out of my hot era.
Yeah, you're done with it.
Yeah.
It's been long enough.
I was very ugly, and then I went fat, and then I lost weight, and my body long bottomed for a little bit, and then now I'm losing my hair, and I'm pale, and what do you call this? Lumpy?
Fatherly.
Ugh.
Astute.
I'll say astute.
Orderly.
Okay, keep going.
You think you're losing your hair?
I'm 100% losing my hair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that why you're growing? I have a friend who he's growing out his hair because he's like, I'm losing it, so I might as well grow it out while I can.
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
No, I mean, I've had my hair long for like 6 years.
Oh, okay.
But my hair's super thin. I got this high ass, like, it's dude, I'm up here. I'm about to be looking like the, like Genesis, like the old 70s bands, like, but in 2004. Like, I'm just playing a keyboard and my hair starts back here.
Drumming and singing. Wow.
Exactly.
How does he do it?
Dude, yeah, exactly. So that's where I'm at. Dude, I'm burping so much. It's the altitude.
Just from being one story up.
Dude, we are so high in the air. Dude, I don't know how y'all go upstairs in this forsaken state. If Mardi Gras was on the second floor, Cajuns would cancel that shit,
How
dude.
long have you been here now?
A year and a half.
You've acclimated. Now it's a you problem.
100%
Now
not,
it's a
dude.
you problem.
Dude, I would rather...
Your body has done the work.
No, apparently not.
This is a mental game now.
Dude, I'm not prepared.
That was such a... Like, when you're a kid and you grow up in Colorado, I don't know if other kids did this. I'm imagining they did. But I would, if we ever flew to, like, Florida or California to see family, as soon as you get off the plane, I would sprint in the airport and just go like, there's so much air. There's so much air. I'm inhuman. I can't be killed. I'm immortal. He's like, I'm so filled with air. I can do anything. And I would still like run back and forth 6 times and be like, because I was a chubby little kid. But I was like, but in Colorado, I would have been one time and I would have been out of breath.
That's why you actually got held back in kindergarten is for sacrilege, because you got to California and you went, I am God, and they heard about it.
No kings, no lords, only gods. Yeah, I did. There's a lot of sacrilege at that Christian school. It was cool because Christian school, you think it's all the sheltered homeschool, like in a bubble children, which is true.
That's what I currently think.
But it's also all the worst kids who got kicked out of public school, and their parents are like, we're sending you to Christian school, we're turning you around. And then those worst kids would meet all of the bubbled Christian children and then instantaneously pop all their bubbles. So it was a weird thing of like, yes, Mrs. King had cancer, and yes, we had a bake sale to raise money for Mrs. King's cancer. There are also kids selling OxyContin to raise money for her cancer treatments.
Dude, I mean, we got to help Miss King not get cancer.
We got to get her.
She's got to get well.
There's one gal who... in 8th grade, was a big fan of mine. A real flusy
dog.
A real flusy of a woman. And I think I was just a nice gentleman boy who was like, hello, I'll hold the door open for you. You look well today, much like your grandfather. And she's like, wow, no one's ever talked to me. No one's ever talked to me with respect before. So she thought I was, she tried to, that really got you?
Dude.
You changed color in the camera.
Dude, you're hitting on women going, you look so good, just like your grandpa.
Just like your grandpa.
You're a handsome woman. God, Russ, man, dude, you got to teach me your ways, dude. That's
how I'm slaying it the way that I am.
That's your wife. Talk dirty to me.
My wife never has to worry about me cheating on her.
Yeah.
She's just like, there's no way. There's no way. But I was just like a respectful young man to this gal who came to school. And she was like all over me to the point where like teachers had to pull me into their class and go like, what's going on with you two? And I'm like, I swear to God, she is coming on to me. I actively don't want it. I've told her many times, please stop touching me. They're like, okay. There was 2 teachers. It was my history teacher and my Bible teacher. They literally had a bet on whether or not I was a part of it or not. And I was like, no, I'm not into this. And one of them like gave the other one a 20. And they're like, see, I told you. I said, I told you he wasn't in on it. I told you he didn't want it. But she like followed me into the bathroom one time. There's one time we were in class and she like sat down on my lap and like was gyrating. I'm like, we're in class. Also, I don't want this. Please get off me. It was wild. She was on Dr. Phil like 4 years later.
Oh, what mental breakdown did she have?
She got into a fist fight with another girl and like pulled her head and like slammed her into the concrete.
Russell's mine, bitch!
No, it was just like some YouTube video that like went viral-ish, and she ended up on Dr. Phil. So if you look it up, I don't know if I want to dox her, but you can. She was on Dr. Phil and she tried to grind on me in 8th grade.
Dude, that's your claim to fame, man.
That's my ceiling. Is that a trashy rap woman one time felt love.
Trash that you thought was handsome.
A handsome young woman.
Just a good-looking rat. Master Splinter, if you will. Just the sensei of rat women.
Yeah, she was nasty.
God, dude.
I'm praying for her. I hope she's well. I hope her 2 kids are fine. I doubt they made it. But
dude, that's such good imagery that Like she's gyrating on you, and you're like, no,
Excuse me, ma'am.
They already have me in 6th grade math. Like,
Please don't.
I'm trying to move
I'm
to
not
7.
going down for this. Yeah, that was cool. That was like the way I talked to her was the way I talked to those lesbians. So I was like, excuse me, ma'am. No, thank you. I said no, thank you. I banish you.
Good day.
I said good day. Yeah, that's how I talk to uncouth women. I don't know if I'm using that word right.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Uncouth.
I mean, dude, you can. I've learned.
If I just say a word with confidence, I can get away with it.
Dude, I say stuff like I use the wrong vocabulary words in my class all the time, but I say it with such confidence. I'm like, this kid doesn't know what it means, but I sound like I do.
You're 14.
Yeah.
You have to assume I'm smarter than you.
Dude, oh my God, yeah. There are kids that I teach right now that are smarter than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're immature.
Sure.
And so
you can still.
Yeah, they come in like hot shit, and I gotta put them in their place. I'm like, yeah, you think you're smarter than me?
They're
you
smart,
are,
but you're wise.
Exactly. I thought you were gonna say they're smart, but you're white.
But you're white, and so you win by default.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, your intelligence score is low, but your wisdom score is high.
Yeah, I got big charisma and big. What was that word you said?
Uncouth?
Yeah.
Was that the one?
I'm big uncouth.
Yeah. We haven't talked about D&D at all.
Oh yeah. Oh dude.
I was so excited the first time on your Instagram story we were like, or at least the first time I saw when you're like playing D&D tonight, and just I bet I know, and I went, does your barbarian have a Louisiana accent? And you went 100%. I'm like, see, I could tell exactly what kind
you
of
knew. Oh dude, yeah.
How's that going? How's your campaign?
Dude, I'm in 2.
You're in 2 campaigns?
I'm a DM and I'm in a normal campaign, yeah.
Wow, people can't get one thing going.
Exactly. And, dude, so, like, the campaign that I'm in that I'm not DM, it's fun. I like it a lot. I'm playing a muscle wizard, and so I just beat my spells into people with my fists, and it's great. But I started DMing, and I didn't know, like, I was like, oh, yeah, I got this. I've seen games. I did not realize.
I've done an improv game show before.
Dude, I didn't realize how fucked up the general public is. Like they caught a bad guy that I had. Like my party caught a bad guy, and they're like,
put toothpicks in his fingernails.
Dude, it was legitimately like, I was like, okay, you tranquilized him. What do you want to do? And one girl was like, I want to wake him up by cutting off his fingers. And I was like, all right, yep. And they like went into detail about how they tortured this fake man. And then they're like, all right, we need to kill him. And he
saw our faces.
Dude,
we have to take him out.
The same girl was like, all right, I want to carve a message in his arm first. And one of the other players was like,
and this is your wife?
No. Well, my wife was like, okay, let's kill the guy first so you can make it easier to read. And the girl was like, no, I want them to know that he was alive when I carved the message.
I want them to see the squirming in the messaging.
Dude, like that was the night before school, and I drove to school in silence the next day, just like thinking about it. Like I was like, what? I'm a worse person than I was yesterday morning.
Are these people you knew before?
They're my coworkers.
These are other teachers?
Yes.
The math teacher was like, I want to take his tongue and put it in his butt.
Dude, it's exactly what it is. And I'm just like sitting there like a powerless referee. I'm like, roll for strength. Do you rip his tongue out?
He's going to roll and oppose athletics checks with disadvantage because you bound him.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Whoa. What monsters?
What monsters do I have?
No, I mean what monsters these people are.
Yeah.
What godless psychopaths.
The monsters are the ones that live inside us.
That's the story you're trying to tell as a DM. It's that thing of like, oh, and then you go and you kill the goblin encampment, but then you find in one of their pockets a picture of him and his wife and children and a note that says, I'll be home tomorrow. You were the real monsters. Dude. It's like, no, goblins are bad. That's fine. Goblins are bad.
They wouldn't give a shit.
They're canonically bad.
Yeah, they'd be like, I want to cut the goblin in half and see what color his innards are.
Do goblins bleed the same blood?
No, they don't, turns out.
No, it's like
it's great.
Blue. Oh.
In my world.
Oh, okay. Yeah. A little bit of world building there.
Yeah, it is. Fucking make-believe. I do whatever.
Do you have like a custom world that you've built up, or is it like the foundational D&D?
I built my own world.
Whoa.
Yep. We it's a steampunk world. And it's a whole thing. And I may have set the tone a little hard because they got off the dock into this new giant city, and the first thing they happened to them was they were accosted by a prostitute.
Okay.
And then when they said no, the pimp came out and was mad at them, and so they murdered the pimp in the street. This is like New York, and they murdered him in the street. And I was like, okay, what do you want to do? And they're like, people saw us. We need to go throw his body in the river. And I was like, okay.
People all saw us, so we have to get rid of the body. They
Right.
already saw you, so the
Exactly.
body is not the problem.
Well-
It's the witnesses.
So cut to like 15 game minutes later, they had thrown 3 more bodies into the river. They threw like a vendor, and they threw like another. It was just fucking body.
You have murder hobos.
Dude, exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, guys, I like maybe this
Have
was
they
me.
played D&D before?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yeah.
So they're aware that they're being insane.
100%.
It's not like, oh, I've never played D&D before. I guess I can kill this guy. It's like, no, you know you're being bad.
Yeah. And like I get it, they're teachers, like they have pent up anger inside them, so like I'm gonna
Are there
kill
any
this pimp.
kids around I can throw into the river? Dude. Is there any 9th graders in this world? What would you consider a 9th grader? A second tier.
A
Can I
kobold.
drown any a kobold? Can I drown any mouthy kobolds?
Yeah, that's about how it's been going.
I tried DMing one shot with like my wife, my brother-in-law, and my older brother.
Forrest Ulysses.
Yeah, Forrest Ulysses, and my sister-in-law. So there's 4 of players, and I tried to like DM a one-shot, and then it went too long, so it was supposed to be a 2-parter, and then we never got to part 2. But it's a lot more work than to do a one-shot. I spent hours coming up with like a plot, and like it's not just like you have monsters, you have stuff. Like I have to come up with a interesting plot that takes you in a direction, and then it's like, well, what is the hook? What is the hook at the
Yep.
end? Oh, well, this guy was a doppelganger all along, and the crazy wizard actually warned you about doppelgangers earlier, but you thought he was crazy, but he was actually the only right one. And the guy takes it was a whole thing, and I told them, yeah, let's play D&D soon. I'll come up with a story. And then like 6 months went by. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how, what is it, CR, where it's like a monster's CR4.
Yep.
And like, I don't understand what that means to balance a fight encounter if it's 4 level 3 characters and this monster has a CR rating of 6. Does that mean that they can beat it or no? So I literally just, any fight, I would just roll dice behind my DM screen and vibe it out. It didn't matter what the dice landed on.
didn't
Like,
look.
did it hit or not hit? Kind of like, I'm just trying to feel the ebb and flow of, are they doing well or not doing well? Because I didn't want to be like, and we're doing a one-shot. Well, you got crit on immediately. You've never played D&D before. It's over for you.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
I pussed out. I should have let the dice tell the story.
No, absolutely not, because it's like the players put themselves in a position. We were fighting a dragon, and a girl like tried to slide underneath the dragon to stab it, but she rolled really shitty strength, so she like halfway
Broke her ankle.
Well, she like stopped underneath the dragon, so she's like, I'm like, you're stuck, and she goes, I put the dragon's dick in my mouth. And I was like, all right, roll for horny.
And this is your humanities teacher?
It's like, you're right. And this is dude, and she rolled a nat 20. And so I'm just like, all right, you bring the dragon to climax. The dragon now rolls disadvantage.
The dragon is sleepy.
Yeah. You have sucked off this dragon. He's very happy, actually. God, this is what a way to come.
That's got to be the end.
To come to the end of a podcast.
That's got to be the last thing. Jesus. Well, Lou, thank you so much for being here. You got to go host
Yep.
Ludi's Comedy Corner now. What are your social medias? No one makes it this far.
I'm good.
Okay. Any shows you want to plug?
No.
Okay. All right, Lou Pharis.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming on Bubble Boy. All right. Suck off a dragon has got to be the best ending I've had so far.